Welcome to our online chemistry class. Our topic is halogen derivative. So, in this topic, let us start the chemical properties of alkyl halide. First, we see the laboratory test of haloalkene or alkyl halide. So, your haloalkenes are neutral type in aqueous medium. Aqueous medium means here solvent is water. So, if you warm with aqueous sodium hydroxide NaOH or potassium hydroxide KOH, the covalent bond, that is CX bond in haloalkene, is converted into carbon hydroxide, not halide. So this wrong word is printed and it is not a halide, it is hydroxide. Okay, so X get replaced by OH group. X get replaced by OH group and X leave as a leaving group. When this reaction mixture is acidified by adding dilute nitric acid means HNO3 and silver nitrate means AgNO3 solution, then what happen? So the X minus from your alkyl halide, which is given out, react with Ag plus from silver nitrate in acidified nitric acid solution. It form silver halide and it form in the solid precipitate form. So if there is a white precipitate of silver halide, then it indicate there is a presence of halogen atom in your original organic compound. So this is the laboratory test to detect the halogen in your alkyl halide. Now next point is nucleophilic substitution reaction of haloalkene. So when a group bonded to carbon atom in a substrate, so X group is bonded to carbon atom in this alkyl halide, is replaced by another group such as OH group to get a product ROH with no change in state of hybridization. So initially also there is carbon halogen single bond, so it is carbon is sp3 hybridized, and after replacement of that X by OH, carbon remains form a single bond with OH, so carbon remain in the sp3 hybridized state. Then that reaction is called as substitution reaction. So here CX bond in alkyl halide is a polar bond. So because there is a large difference in the electronegativity between carbon and halogen, so here halogen is more electronegative than carbon, so carbon is positively polarized while halogen is negatively polarized. So carbon in CX bond is a positively charged, means it is a electrophilic center. So what is electrophilic center, nucleophilic center, what is electrophile and nucleophile? So this concept is given in your 11th standard under the topic 14. So for that purpose we must familiar with how this electrophile and nucleophile generate. So let us see the breaking of bond, that is fission. So if we break the bond in symmetrical manner, that means homo means same, this is means breakdown, then we get a species and that species is free radical if both these atoms are having nearly same electronegativity, or if they are having different electronegativity, then we have to use sunlight, diffuse sunlight, ultraviolet light, then homolysis will take place. Then if a bond between two different atoms having large difference in their electronegativity, then bond does not break in symmetrical manner, it broken in unsymmetrical manner when here bromine is more electronegative than carbon, so bonding pair goes with bromine after breaking of bond, and bromine carrying negatively charged while carbon carrying positively charged. So here charged species will be formed, and these species are called as radicals. So Br minus means anion, carbon positive means cation. So formation of a carbocation. Here methyl group is there, so name is methyl carbocation. So what is the carbocation? So carbon atom having 6 electron in its valence shell and it is positively charged, that is called as carbocation. So after hydrolysis of carbon Br bond in methyl bromide, it forms methyl carbocation. While we observe the carbon Z bond, here let us suppose that Z is more electropositive than carbon, that means carbon is more electronegative than Z. Then if we break this bond in hydrolytic manner, so the electron pair between carbon and Z goes towards carbon because it is more electronegative. So carbon carrying negative charge and Z carrying positive charge. So such a species in which carbon atom is more electronegative and after breaking a bond it carrying negative charge, that species is called as carbanion. So carbon atom carrying negative charge and having 8 electrons in its outermost shell, that means its octet is completed, then that species is called as carbanion. So these are the two species of carbon. Same here, if you observe here, carbon is more electronegative than copper, so carbon carrying negative charge, so it is carbanion. And here carbon CN bond, so carbon is less electronegative than this CN group, so after breaking of that bond, carbon carrying positive charge, so here CH3 plus means their intermediate is carbocation. Now with the help of this, let us classify the types of reagent. So there are two types of reagent, one is electrophile, another is nucleophile. Electrophile means electron loving species or electron seeking species. As they love the electron, they accept the electron from another species because they are itself electron poor or electron deficient. And which are the species? They act as electrophile. They may be positively charged ions such as Br plus, Cl plus, I plus, or those species which are neutral but having vacant orbital such as aluminium in AlCl3. So if you observe the number of electrons in the valence shell of aluminium in AlCl3, there are 6 valence electrons. So it is less than 8, so it is electron deficient and it acts as a electrophile. While nucleophiles are nucleus seeking species, nucleus loving species, and these species they donate the electron, and the reason is they are itself electron rich. That means those species are negatively charged such as OH minus, Cl minus, I minus, then NO2 minus, SO4 2 minus. They are nucleophilic in nature, while those species which are neutral but are having lone pair of electron in their valence shell. So if you observe the water, oxygen in water, oxygen contain 8 electrons in its valence shell. So there are 2 lone pair of electrons, so it is an extra pair of electrons, so we donate that electron, so water acts as a nucleophile. So can you identify in this reaction when NH3 react with BF3, it gives NH3 BF3 compound. So here there is a lone pair or nitrogen in NH3. So it is lone pair donor. So NH3 is a nucleophile, while boron in BF3 is having a vacant orbital in its outermost shell, because in BF3 boron contains only 6 electrons in its outermost shell, so it is electron deficient. So BF3 acts as a electrophile, and here nitrogen is nucleophilic center while boron is electrophilic center. So this is about the electrophile and nucleophile. Then again we go to our main topic. So let us consider the nucleophilic substitution reaction. It is also known as SN. S stands for substitution, N for nucleophile. So again we comes to reaction. Here nucleophile react with CX bond of alkyl halide. Here halogen is more electronegative than carbon, so it carrying partial negative charge. Carbon is less electronegative, so it carrying partial positive charge. So this X get replaced by Nu and we get CNU. Bond while X goes away. So substitution of X by Nu, so it is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Then if your alkyl halide or reactant, or it is also known as substrate, it react faster, then it is said to be more reactive. And how will you determine the reactivity of this alkyl halide? It depends on two factors. One factor is the substitution state or type of carbon atom, whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary, and another factor is the nature of halogen in your compound. So depends on these two factors, order of reactivity influenced by these factors are as follows. Tertiary alkyl halide is most reactive than secondary alkyl halide. Secondary alkyl halide is more reactive than primary alkyl halide, because after breaking the carbon halogen bond in tertiary alkyl halide, the carbocation produced is tertiary carbocation, and it is most stable carbocation. The reason is that carbon is bonded with 3 methyl groups, and these 3 methyl groups shows positive inductive effect, as well as there are 9 hyperconjugating structure, it is most stable. But if you observe primary carbocation, there is a formation of, if you break the carbon X bond in primary alkyl halide, there is a formation of CH3 carbocation, which is least stable because there is no inductive effect as well as hyperconjugation. So after breaking the bond, if carbocation is more stable, then that compound is more reactive because that bond is less stable. While if you check the order of alkyl halide, iodoalkane is more reactive than bromoalkane, and bromoalkane is more reactive than chloroalkane. The reason is the carbon X bond. So in iodoalkane, Ci bond is weaker because the iodine is bigger in size, carbon is smaller in size, and due to non-comparable size, carbon iodine bond is weaker, so it is more reactive. But carbon chlorine bond is stronger because there is nearly comparable size, so its bond is stronger. More energy is required to break that bond, so it is less reactive. More is the stability, less is the reactivity. Less is the stability, more is the reactivity. Now with the help of these concepts, let us start some examples of nucleophilic substitution reactions of alkyl halide. So here in your table, alkyl halide react with some reagent and they produce substituted product. So first X get replaced by OH, and for OH there are different reagents. NaOH means sodium hydroxide, KOH means potassium hydroxide, moist Ag2O, moist means water, react with Ag2O to give AgOH. So here OH is the group in your reagent that replaces the X from alkyl halide and gives ROH. If OH is the functional group, compound is called as alcohol. According to IUPAC name, they are also known as alkanol. byproduct is NX, KX or AgX. So if you write the examples, ethyl bromide react with sodium hydroxide. On heating, it gives ethyl alcohol and sodium bromide. So here X get replaced by OH, so name of the reaction is hydrolysis. In next reaction, X get replaced by OR. So if OR is the group, then compound is called as ethers. Their IUPAC name is alkoxyalkene. So for that purpose, the reagent is NaOR and name of the reagent is sodium alkoxide. So when alcohol react with sodium, it gives sodium alkoxide plus hydrogen. Okay, so here X get replaced by OR. So name of the reaction is Williamson synthesis. And what is the example? C2H5Br ethyl bromide react with NaOCH3 sodium methoxide. On heating the mixture, it will give C2H5OCH3. Alkyl groups are ethyl and methyl. So name of the ether is ethyl methyl ether. How will you write the IUPAC name? There are two groups. One is C2H5, another is CH3. Higher carbon group is parentalkene. So C2H5 is ethane and CH3 group lower group, so methyl. So CH3O means methoxy and parentalkene is ethane, so name is methoxy ethane is the IUPAC name of your ether plus sodium bromide is the byproduct and name of the reaction is Williamson synthesis. Now next reaction is third one. Here X get replaced by COOR group. So if functional group is -COOR, the compounds are called as ester. Their IUPAC names are written as this R group which comes after O, that is alkyl group, and the acid part is RCOO, and that acid part is alkanoic acid. Replace the word OIC acid by the word OAT. So the name of the ester is written as alkyl alkanoate. So reagent is RCOOAg. So if acid is RCOH, so it is carboxylic acid. The ion is known as carboxylate and Ag means silver, so silver carboxylate. What is the example of this type? It is ethyl bromide C2H5Br react with CH3COOAg, means it is CH3COOH means acetic acid, so CH3COOAg means silver acetate, gives replace the Br group from your alkyl halide by COOCH3. So your compound is CH3COOCH5, or you can simply write down AgBr as a byproduct and write down the group alkyl group from alkyl halide C2H5 instead of Ag. So your compound become CH3COO and C2H5 in front of that plus AgBr. So in your ester compound, the CH3COH is acetic acid. So from that the ion is acetate, and instead of silver word there is a alkyl group. So alkyl group is ethyl. So name is ethyl acetate. How to write the IUPAC name of this compound? CH3COOH is acetic acid. Its IUPAC name is 2-carbon ethane. So ethanoic acid. Replace the word OIC acid by the word OAT, and alkyl group is ethyl. So ethyl ethanoate is the IUPAC name of ethyl acetate. Or if we take another example in which methyl bromide CH3Br react with CH3CH2COOAg, that is 3-carbon acid is propionic acid and the salt is silver propionate, and on heating simply replace the Ag group by CH3. So your compound become CH3, CH2, COO, CH3 plus AgBr. So your acid is propionic acid, so propionate, and instead of Ag there is a word CH3. So name is methyl propionate, and silver bromide is the byproduct. How will you write the IUPAC name of methyl propionate? So in methyl propionate, so CH3, CH2, COO means 3 carbon. As 3 carbon compound is propane, replace the word E by OIC acid, propionic acid, but here it is the ester, so replace the word OIC acid by the word OAT, so propionate, it becomes propanoate, and CH3 is the group, so methyl, so methyl propanoate is the IUPAC name. So here we form the ester. These two compounds are different. So let us check. CH3COO C2H5 is ethyl acetate, ethyl ethanoate, and CH3CH2COO CH3 is methyl propionate, and its IUPAC name is methyl propanoate. So don't confuse between these reactions. Check the alkyl group. Simply replace the Ag from your silver carboxylate by the alkyl group from your alkyl halide. That gives your product. Now, next reaction is the replacement of X by NH2 group, and if NH2 is the functional group, that functional group is called as primary amine, and RNH2 is called as alkyl amine. Its IUPAC name is alkanamine. So alkane replace the E word by amine. So reagent is ammonia and solution is in alcohol. So we use excess of ammonia, and name of the reaction is ammonolysis. Let us see the example. When ethyl bromide C2H5Br react with NH3 ammonia, it gives ethyl amine plus HBr. Ethyl amine 2 carbon, alkane is ethane. So replace the word E from alkane by the word amine. So it becomes ethanamine, which is the IUPAC name of C2H5NH2. So here excess of ammonia is used because this X get replaced by NH2. So if we use alkyl halide in excess, again this hydrogen from NH2 group get replaced by alkyl group, and we get RNHR. Then again that H get replaced by next alkyl group, so R3N. So in this way we get secondary amine and tertiary amine if we use alkyl halide in excess. So to prepare only primary alkyne, we have to take ammonia in excess and less amount of alkyl halide. So this is ammonolysis. The next reaction in which X get replaced by CN group. So if there is a CN, the compound is cyanide, and its IUPAC name is alkyl nitride. So for that purpose, the reagent is potassium cyanide in alcohol. So it is called as alcoholic potassium cyanide. So what is the example of formation of this alkyl cyanide? So if alkyl group is ethyl, the compound is ethyl bromide. React with alcoholic potassium cyanide KCN gives ethyl cyanide C2H5CN plus KBr. So what is the IUPAC name of ethyl cyanide? It is 2 carbon C2H5 group. So 2 carbon alkane is ethane, and name of ethyl cyanide becomes ethane CN, therefore nitrile. So ethane nitrile is the IUPAC name of ethyl cyanide. This is formation of alkyl cyanide or alkyl nitride. And next reaction is X get replaced by NC. NC, so name of the compound is isocyanate. So compound is called as alkyl isocyanate. For that purpose, we can't use KCl, we use AgCl, that is silver cyanide. It's an alcoholic solution, and byproduct is AgX. So what is the example of this type? Ethyl bromide react with AgCN silver cyanide gives C2H5NC ethyl isocyanate plus silver bromide. So if you observe here, to prepare a cyanide we use KCN and to prepare a isocyanide we use AgCN. So reason behind this is, if you observe CN group, nitrogen is more electronegative than carbon, so the one of the triple bond is shifted to nitrogen and it write the resonating structure. That means the negative charge of carbon gets shifted to nitrogen. So here sometime carbon will attack, sometime nitrogen will attack. So if attacking groups are more than one, or if there are more than one attacking site, then such a type of nucleophile is called as ambient nucleophile. So KCN is ionic in nature, there is a K plus and Cn minus, and it provides Cn minus as a nucleophilic part because carbon-carbon bond is more stronger than Cn bond. So your reagent KCN will attack from carbon side. So your product is alkyl cyanide as a major product. But in case of AgCN, the AgCN bond is covalent and compound is covalent compound. Nitrogen is free for donation. So the nucleophile will attack from nitrogen side and it forms isocyanate as a product. So if KCN will attack, the carbon of KCN form a bond with carbon of alkyl group and will form cyanide as a major product. But if AgCN is there, nitrogen from AgCN form a bond with carbon of alkyl halide and there is a carbon nitrogen bond, so alkyl isocyanate is the mixture. So this is the main reason of formation of isocyanate when AgCN is your reagent. But KCN can form cyanide as well as isocyanate, but cyanide is a major product. Now next reaction is substitution of X by ON2 group. So your reagent is potassium nitrite, so product becomes alkyl nitrite. Again ONO group is a ambient nucleophile. So here X get replaced by ONO2 group and there is a bond between carbon and oxygen. So your compound is alkyl nitrile. So what is the reaction? So CH3 CH2Br means ethyl bromide react with KONO means potassium nitrite, and if you observe here there is a carbon oxygen bond, so your compound becomes C2H5ONO ethyl nitrite and KBr is the byproduct. So ONO2 is again ambient nucleophile and as K is there, so K plus O minus, so potassium nitrite, so it can will attack from oxygen side and that gives major alkyl nitrile as a product. But if your reagent is AgONO silver nitrite, then instead of reacting from oxygen side, the N side is free because OAg bond is covalent bond, so it is not free for attack. So nitrogen will attack on this carbon and X get replaced by NO2 group. So your product is not alkyl nitrite, it is nitroalkane and byproduct is AgX. So we get a nitroalkane as a product. What is the reaction? When ethyl bromide react with silver nitrite, AgONO, so oxygen is not free for attack, so nitrogen is free for attack and it will attack on carbon of alkyl group and there is a formation of carbon NO2 bond because nitrogen is free. So C2H5NO2, we get nitroethane plus silver halide. Here silver bromide is the byproduct. So when we have to prepare nitroalkane, then we have to use silver nitrate, and when we have to prepare alkyl nitrite, then we have to prefer potassium nitrate. So again, ONO group is a ambient nucleophile. So this is the answer of this question. So here we stop.